Hello everyone, it's another episode of Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos. Welcome to my Facebook group friends and my YouTube subscribers. If you like these videos, like and subscribe if you found this video and you like it, and share. And today we're going to dive right in because I've got a really nice topic to discuss. And the chart, I set up the chart for it, is 334 dot scale modal substitutions for all modal scales. How to play modal scales using the string shape patterns. So what we have here is the background information we need. I need to explain this to you. And what are we going to try to accomplish here? I could show you on piano. If we have a C major scale, okay, and we want to play a D minor scale, okay, that would be your Dorian scale. If you're going to play a Dorian scale, so if somebody says, well, let's play something in D minor, or let's play something in F, that F could be the root, the fourth, or the fifth, but if they say in F, it's going to be the root. Okay, but if somebody says, let's just play something in D minor, you know, you can relate it to D minor is the second of C, but it's also the third of B flat, and D minor, not the key of D minor, but the chord of D minor, is also the sixth of E flat. So it's three minors that minor chord could be. If someone says play something in D minor, you know they're talking about the D Dorian. So we have to relate it to the parent key, first of all. Alright, so as it turns out, what we have here in this chart is a lot of good stuff. So what's necessary to explain this subject is two scales, two fretboards. Okay, we're going to get 49 scales out of the long patterns and 35 scales, I believe, out of the short patterns. Okay, so those are the and that ratio is the ratio of like 8 or 7 white notes to 6 or 5 black notes, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I just did the math, and it looks like 5/7 is 0.7 roughly, and if you multiply that times all 84 possibilities, because you got 7 scale tones times 12 different keys, you know, a chromatic, and you got 7 in each of them, that's 84. Okay, so 70% of 84 is like 60 of them. Maybe we can play on the longs, and that would leave 24 over here. Whatever the numbers are here, we'll just let that slide for now. Okay, because there's going to be exceptions anyway. So we'll modify these numbers. This could be 60 and 24. But you know that if we have all of these 7 modes here, this number is accurate, and if there's only 84, this has to be. So does it have, this has to be correct. So if this is correct, does it really have to do with how many white notes there are and how many accidentals there are? No, because there's other things involved, apparently. So let's not haggle about the mathematics. Let's just learn something here. So we have, up here we have our different long cages, okay? So there's 7 of them. I don't want to get back into the same, circular discussion there. And we want to be able to play the modes and substitute them in here. So let's see the gist. And by the way, the long patterns here are right here. So this is the long pattern stack. This is the long pattern stack here. Okay, so we played this. We've been playing this in the past like 10 lessons. We've been playing that modal cage of string shapes. The C, C, A, G, E, E, D. Here's the stack. Starting 7 root 2, you go 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, etc. This is how they stack up. And then they go around in a circle like this. Over here, I've got the modal circle, which is how things intermix like that. And you have to skip every other one to get to the next string up or the next string shape up. We did that extensively in the last lesson, okay, the previous lesson. And then, so what we have here is now in fourths, I've kind of skipped those two between each one. So starting from E root, we're going to go to C4. So it's a circle of string-shaped fourths, but actually going backwards is fifths. So we'll go C4 to E7, you know, so we start E root. Down here I'm C tuned, I'm down C tuned, so it'll be root 2, 3, E root to C4, 4, 5, 6, okay, and then to E7, 7 root 2, and then to C3, okay. Now, the dot scales. Let's look at the dot scales. If you take any note, for instance, your low E note here, let's say we put the capo on, this is where your E note is, alright? That low E note, that is the same note, whether it's, you know, perfectly in tune, because the capos kind of mess things up sometimes. I think this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's capo, because this thing is like, you could work out with it. Anyway, it'd be nice if he played guitar, you know. Anyway, I'd love to teach guitar to piano players. So let's do it. Let's just keep learning guitar here. So what's the dot scale? The dot scale means any one note can be any member of 7 scales if you consider that note the third or the Phrygian third of that scale. So the E is the Phrygian third of the C note of the C scale, is it not? So it's the third of C, the second of D. E is the root of E. It's the 7th of F. Okay, 6th of G. These are all my notes. E is the 5th of A, the 4th of the key of B, and the 3rd of the key of C. So right there, you know that any one note can be any of 7 different scale members of 7 different keys. So that only leaves, what, 5 more keys to worry about. So that's what the dot scale is, and we're going to use that because when we want to play, what the gist of this particular lesson is how to play modal scales, treating that as a key. So if we want to play in the Phrygian mode, so the parent key would be C, right? Phrygian is the 3rd mode. The first mode in the key of C is C major scale, okay, which is like, you know, that would be Ionian, and the Dorian, and then the Phrygian. So the Phrygian, okay, instead of going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, what we're going to do, over here we're going to need this right here. So we're on Phrygian 3, 4, 5. We're going to replace this 3 with a root. So when we want to play in Fourier